So, back with another episode with this Paris Grabominable team that was very successfully shown off in the first episode, and we managed to break the 1800s, so let's see if we can take Paris even higher. I'm pretty sure I'm the first ever Paris in the 1800s, so that's noteworthy, maybe. Maybe even the first Grabominable. Like, I don't think I've seen, like, a single Grabominable, really. Actually, that's not true. I did see one in the Sheffield Regional, actually, which was quite a funny story, because the guy I faced was using this team with a Smeagol over the Paris, but he said that he had scouted this person on Showdown with this team, liked it, and brought it to the Regional. That person happened to be me, so I ended up facing this team in the Regional. I did manage to win, but it gave me another appreciation of how awkward this team can be to play against, because the two modes of it are both really, really awkward. If you don't have many answers for it, then it's going to be a tough matchup. But I did manage to pull that one out. And, okay, we're going to be facing PALOSSAND. So, I do want to go with the Paris mode, because that means that I can redirect the Water Shuriken onto Paris. I don't have dry skin, so it will do damage and break my sash, but that's probably more preferable. Now, I don't know whether I need to go with the Porygon, because Porygon is awful against PALOSSAND. Maybe I go with Mimikyu. Maybe I go with Crabominables just straight up. Would that be better? Because that Ice Hammer probably one-shots PALOSSAND if it doesn't get its defense boosts. The only issue would be if he leads with Kartana. I'm really tempted to go with Crabominable as a lead, and that's never happened. It's either Mimikyu or... I'm going to go with Crabominable as a lead. That could be a huge mistake, but I'm going to go with it. And then the rest are really awkward, actually. I feel like I need Trick Room, but Porygon isn't the greatest. I'm still going to go with it. And I'm going to go with Torkoal, even though I probably should go with Mimikyu. This is an awkward one. Like, I don't really know what the matchup for PALOSSAND is. I just know that I can redirect the Water Shurikens, but the rest of the team makes it awkward. So, we'll see, we'll see. I do need to get up Trick Room if I'm going with the Torkoal mode, but then this is going to be weird. We're leading with Crabominable as a first. Don't think I've ever done that. So, are we going to just see Smeagol and PALOSSAND? Smeagol and Arcanine, okay. That's not too bad. Problem is he can fake out and Flare Blitz. That's not ideal. Yeah, not the best. So you would expect he fakes out Paris and Flare Blitz Crabominable here, right? So I'm going to switch out into Torkoal. This is weird. Like, I'm not used to making these plays with this team. This is awkward. Is he going to go straight for the Water Shuriken? He's not going to go straight for the Water Shuriken because Paris is switching out first. But there should be a fake out into Torkoal and a Flare Blitz into Crabominable. This is awkward. This is really awkward. I just powered up his Flare Blitzes as well, so... yeah, just fake out into what was the Paris, so no slash broken, which is nice. And it's just Will-O-Wisp, okay, okay. Interesting. Now, I don't think that the Smeagols with the PALOSSAND have space for Wide Guard, so I'm going to Erupt. Hopefully he doesn't have Spore. I'm going to switch out into Paris here. This is awkward. Okay. No Wide Guard coming. It's Gigalith. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Because now my sash will be broken on the Paris. I think I should just straight up lose Paris here. Yeah, this isn't looking good now. It's just Will-O-Wisp. Okay, okay, that's fine. So I still have Paris now. And then it's going to be a Rock Slide, Continental Crush, Stone Edge Mind Game. This will do a reasonable amount to the Arcanine. Like, not the best, but That's entirely reasonable. Not to the Gigalith, but this is awkward now. Do I White Guard on the Rock Slide? It's going to be Citrus Berry. Okay. We've seen it's supportive, so it can't do much to Torkoal. But then again, I can't do much to Gigalith, but... Do I go with the Speed Tie? Because I could potentially Spore the Gigalith, but then he's just going to Flare Blitz the Paras. I'm going to White Guard. This is so awkward. This matchup is so awkward. Gigalith has always been a problem for the team, but this is awkward. I'm hoping this is a Rock Slide, not a Continental Crush, because if this is a Flare Blitz and a Continental Crush, then that is not good. It's just Flare Blitz. I need this to be a Rock Slide. Because there was nothing I could do otherwise. I could have switched into... Oh, it's just Poison. I was hoping for a Sleep. If that had been a Sleep, that would have been good. But is it going to be a Continental Crush? It needs to be a Rock Slide. It's a Stone Edge, and it does hit. That's not good. Because that's going to not knock me out, but the Sand will. So I guess I get a tiny bit of chip. If he wouldn't be banded, because that would have... Wait, did I live? That's really bad if I lived. Okay, I did not want to live that. I guess I can just protect with Porygon, but... not good. Is it worth saving Torkoal? Because it's going to go down to Sand, so... Because switching into Crabominable would be super risky, but I'd be able to get the Sun back up and go for Heat Waves if I get Trick Room up. I can go for a Solar Beam onto the Gigalith if I get Trick Room up as well. That seems too risky. So let's go for it. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to keep Trick Room away. Sacrifice Torkoal here. And I'm going to protect. This is going to be the worst eruption in the world. But we'll see. Because this is getting a tiny bit more damage onto the Arcanine as well, so... He's not banded, okay. Well, we did confirm that based on the Stone Edge damage, but... Yeah, it's a shame we didn't go for Rock Slide on the Paras turn. Because then I'd have got a much better eruption off. This isn't looking good. Should be able to take a Flare Blitz with the Porygon. But is that going to be going into Crabominable or into Porygon? Because he should Flare Blitz into Porygon here. What else do we have in the back? This is awkward, because if I protect the Crabominable and he loses his Arcanine, he just goes into Smeargle and can still win that way. I feel like I need to play for him attacking into the Porygon with his Flare Blitz and then surviving. Because his Smeargle will be able to support his Gigalith enough otherwise. But that's going to be into Porygon. That's into Porygon, and I live that. Okay, okay. Possible, possible. How many turns of Sand are left? Because I might live. Wait, what? The Gigalith outsped my Crabominable. Really? Really? Is that a thing? That's disappointing. Why does Gigalith outspeed my Crabominable? That's really annoying, because now we definitely lost. Because I think we... Well, we'll see. It's Smeargle and something. And so we'll see how many turns of Sand I have left, but that's really annoying. Yeah, we still have one more turn of Sand at least. But then if it was ending this turn, then depending on what there was, we had a chance. Yeah, it was PALOSSAND, so there was certainly every chance. I think now I need to crit Ice Hammer onto the PALOSSAND. Does he go for Fake Out this turn, or does he just go straight for the Water Shuriken? Because the only way I get to try and crit the Palossand is by calling the fake out of the Water Shuriken straight away. Because if he fakes out and I attack, then he can get some damage onto me. But then, that doesn't make a difference anyway. How many turns of sand are left? Yeah, that was the last turn of sand, so we should have had a reasonable chance. Well, actually, the Palossand would have undersped, but yeah, I'm going to go for the Ice Hammer this turn, and I need to crit, basically. Yeah, he's going to fake out. So I should be able to live just a regular Shadow Ball, or an Earth Power. Should be able to live. So it's going to come down to... No, I'm not going to, so... Oh well. That was annoying. That the Gigalith outsped Crabominable, that shouldn't be a thing, but... That was incredibly awkward. Is there anything else I could have really done? Probably not. I could have preserved the Torkoal, and if I would have got up the Trick Room, if the Gigalith would have undersped, then that would have been better, but that's not so good. Back down into the 1700s, unfortunately, but we'll climb back up to the 1800s soon enough. Because that was just a very, very awkward matchup. He didn't go with his Palossand straight away, which was probably the right call for him. Because I had to lead as if he was going to go with the Palossand. But Crabominable wasn't the lead, apparently. Unfortunately, how much did we drop by? A reasonable amount, but we'll get back into the 1800s. Hopefully this isn't going to be win 2, then lose 2, and win 2, then lose 2, then lose 3. We'll see, we'll see. Because that's a demonstration of how badly the team can go, because it either goes so well or so badly. There is barely ever an in-between. I think there was one in-between match in the International Challenge where I managed to 1v1. I think it was a Garchomp and a Tapu Fini with just Torkoal and Paris left, which was awesome. Because I was locked into Eruption as well, so that was very impressive. Okay, I'm going to find someone from Sweden where I'm going this weekend. This might even be one of the guys I faced in the mid-season in the London International, actually, because I recognise the name Pontus. So, looks like should be able to go the Trick Room routes. I don't really want to go with the... Well, I kind of do need Mimikyu for the Marowak. So is it worth going the Metagross straight away? It's either Paris and Porygon or Mimikyu and Metagross. I like that there's alliteration there. That's quite funny. So my two leads go with the M's or the P's. Do I need Torkoal? Probably not. Like, it's really good against the top 3, if you include 3, like... I'm not going to be able to do it with my fingers, but Tapu Koko, but then bottom 3 it's not so good. So I might leave that one out and go with Mimikyu anyway. I'm going to go with the Mimikyu and Metagross with Porygon and Crabominable. It's not going to be ideal, but we'll see, we'll see. This guy was 1600s as well, so he might not put us back into the 1800s at the end of the episode, unfortunately, but we'll see. Marowak is another Pokemon that does give the team issues, because I can only really hit it with Mimikyu, and that's a 2-shot, and if I get Trick Room up, then Marowak usually underspeeds Mimikyu, so it's going to be awkward, especially with not knowing who's faster between Metagross and Marowak. That's the worst. So Kartana Koko, that's fine. I'll take that. So, you would expect a Dazzling Gleam and a Smart Strike onto Mimikyu here. So, is it worth just straight up Shadow Sneaking myself and sacrificing Mimikyu? Probably not, because I'll need it for the Marowak, but then I won't if I've got my Metagross, but then we don't know who's faster between Marowak and Metagross. So, maybe it's... I do need to preserve. I think I need to preserve Mimikyu. But I can't really, because then I'll be either just straight up sacrificing Crabominable or Porygon, so I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to explode. I'm just going to Meteor Mash. Tapu Koko. So it should just be Dazzling Gleam and Smart Strike. And there was not much I could do about that. That's not what I wanted. That's really not what I wanted. You know, he's locked into Sacred Sword now. So that's something. Because that means that I should just be able to go into Crabominable and Trick Room here. That's completely unexpected. Interesting he would have just let me get out Trick Room. But that's unfortunate. But I can surely very safely Trick Room and Protect here. One good thing would be that Marowak is knocked out by Rock Slide plus Shadow Sneak. So then it won't matter so much what the speeds are between Mimikyu and Marowak. Losing Metagross like that was very unfortunate. But he is locked into Sacred Sword now. And it should just be a Sacred Sword into Crabominable. There's no reason to Sacred Sword on Mimikyu, but know that he's not Sash as well, so he will just drop to an attack from Crabominable. But we are going to get Trick Room. Now surely, close combat onto Kartana is super obvious. So I'm going to make a small prediction and play rough. Also, this is to learn a calc to see if play rough and Rock Slide is enough, because surely Kartana switches here. It'd be amazing if it doesn't, because I just straight up close combat Kartana. He can return the favour and Dazzling Gleam knock out Crabominable, so maybe that's going to be his logic, sacrifice Kartana to sacrifice Coco, but that seems to be what he's going for, unfortunately. So that's not going to be enough to KO Coco, unfortunately. Needs some flinches here. Do hit play rough. That's not going to be enough. It's just not going to be enough flinch and not flinch, so that's not good. Because we're going to lose Crabominable, and now we're not looking so good anymore. Ice Beam might not even knock out the Kartana, so that's not good. Annoying that he would have just let me knock out his Kartana there, so... And because he's Scarf, he could have enough bulk to survive the Ice Beam, so I do need to go for Breakneck Blitz. I'm just going to go for Shadow Claw now because it's 100% accurate. But I do need to go for Breakneck Blitz, unfortunately. And if he's got Marowak, then this game has got a whole lot more awkward. And he really should have Marowak. There's not really much I can do now. The worst would be if he switches his Kartana into Marowak now. No? Okay. So we should be taking out the Kartana here. And the Tapu Koko, so it's going to depend on what his last Pokemon are. It's going to depend if he has a fast Marowak as well. Which he probably shouldn't, because he doesn't have speed like Tailwind or anything, so that he can make use of it. So it should be slower than Mimikyu, unfortunately, and the disguise is broken. So this should knock out Kartana. Which it does. And the Shadow Claw will knock out Tapu Koko. Very interesting, he left his Kartana in to get KO'd. And it would have been... No, because I was going to say he would have flinched with Coco, but he wouldn't have flinched if I'd have close combated, so... Not a great turn. But then again, Dazzling Gleam will knock out Crabominable as well, so I guess attacking with A does have Marowak. It's not good. And Goodra. So that's not good at all. Because he just Shadow Bones Mimikyu now and wins. Need him to be a fast Marowak and to be crit by Shadow Claw to put him in range of Ice Beam now. Not so good. He is slower than Mimikyu, as to be expected. Mimikyu's going to drop, and I need freezes, but then he just flare blitzes, so... This is an example of how the team goes horribly wrong. So we had going well in the first episode, and we've got horribly wrong in the second one. To show you both sides of the team, because the team does go really, really well, or really, really badly. So that's a good demonstration here. Now, just to learn a calc, I'm going to Hyper Beam that Goodra. Because the game is over now. He's probably just going to Flare Blitz and knock me out. I'm not going to bother protecting because I know the game's over, but... Unless he doesn't have Flare Blitz, and then I freeze his Marowak, and then I freeze his Goodra. But, yes, substitute, okay. Showing information for the game 3, or, well, the game 2 and 3. for the best of 3, even though there's not going to be one. Unless we face in Sweden. We could very easily face in Sweden. And if we do, I know you've got substitute now. So, unnecessary revealing of information. But now I can't even freeze him with Ice Beam. So, oh, and I can't even move because I Hyper Beams. But Hyper Beams are 2-shot on Goodra, so that's good to know. That's good to know. Sludge Bomb is a 3-shot on Porygon, so we're learning calcs here. And he did have Flare Blitz, so freezing him would have made no difference. And we did find out he's got substitute. So now I am hoping that I face him in Sweden, and I know that he's got Manorac's got substitute, and then I don't know, my ground weaknesses are much freer because he's got no Boomerang, unless he's got no Protect. But not so well managed on my part. If I'd have flinched the Kartana, that would have been good, but I didn't flinch the Kartana. You can't rely on that, even if you're just using Rock Slide. But we'll try and improve for the next episodes. Thanks for watching.